Remember this one? The Home Alone game? The game? Well, THQ was back for Home Alone 2. They had not one game, but 2 games. We're going to take a look at both of them. It's a party in here. We're going to take a look at both. So let's open them up. We'll start with this one. This is the less complicated. This is the Mousetrap ripoff. I'll give you a sneak preview of that. If you're looking for that one, it's coming second. This one's going to be first. A more traditional game. It's loud. Home Alone, the board game. So I complained the last game did not have a photograph on the cover. It had artwork, which I don't think was perfect, but I like this. You got Kevin there in the middle, and then everybody else is a card. Look, there's John Hurd, there's Tim Curry, Rob Schneider. He's a card. Look at that. It's great. There's my favorite Disney villain. Remember when Disney bought like 20th Century Fox? People were like, oh, Klinger is now a Disney princess. I could care less, but he's now officially a Disney villain. I don't want to argue about whether Klinger is a princess. I'm not sure what that even means. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, the board game. But don't be confused. They may say it's the board game. There's 2 Home Alone 2 Lost in New York board games. This is number 1. No instructions on the inside. This is a big complaint of mine with board games. The instructions should always be here. Now, you know why I say the instructions should always be there? Because if they're not there, sometimes you don't have instructions. And I'm not sure I have any instructions here. I don't see any. So we're going to dig through the box. We'll see what we find. And see if not, we'll figure out how the heck to play this. Here's the game board. Wow, that's simplistic. A very simple game board. So maybe that'll help. All right, we've got this in here. It's Home Alone card. And it says, look for Home Alone Nintendo games for Game Boy, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo. All right, I'm going to put these in piles. Old Man That Runs the Store, Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, Kevin, a handsome Buzz. Buzz was looking handsome by the end of Home Alone 2. The Pigeon Lady, who, by the way, is like a walking red flag. Like everything about this says, Kevin, don't talk to this lady. I did find another card that says, look for more games. It says the talking board game, which I don't have, and then the booby trap game, which we'll check out next. All right, I've laid them all out. There is no card with instructions. For some reason, there is a fake dollar that says White Star, which I believe is the line that launched the Titanic. This I do not believe is part of this game. The other thing that's in here, there's a lot of these little yellow things and a bunch of these cone-shaped red playing pieces. And that's it. No instructions. We do have some instructions on the back. This is the game that puts players right in the middle of the movie. It takes sharp eyes and quick hands to play this lightning fast game. Each player tries to be the first to collect 3 matching character cards, plus the elusive Kevin card. The first player to collect the complete set goes yes, which starts a frantic grab for the playing pieces. Just like musical chairs, the player left without a playing piece loses the round. And then it says all the favorite characters are here, but Kevin is the most difficult to find. We've got 3 of him. Got 3 of him. So we got more Kevins than anything else. But I guess since everybody wants Kevin and you only need 3 random players, he's the most elusive. And then I guess we'd grab this. I don't know what these are for. But again, print your instructions on the inside of the box, THQ. Somebody live in the Calabasas area, go knock on their door and tell them. Tell them I said so. This game seems to me like a dud because even if it's fun to play, which it very well may be, and if you get the right group, any board game is fun. The only connection to this is that they put the characters on the cards. You could have had Ace through 3 plus the Joker that you're trying to get, which could be Kevin, and it would be the same thing. Like nothing about this game has anything to do with the movie. So I'm going to say this one's a dud, and we'll move on to the other game. Now, I'm going to tell you, I've set this one up before. I'm a big fan of Mousetrap. I think this is a lot of fun. This is the Home Alone 2 Lost in New York Action Contraption Game. Boy, this is quite a ripoff of Mousetrap. But you know what? I like Mousetrap enough that I think I'd like a ripoff. Somebody put some big old plastic tape on this. I get these games at garage sales and flea markets and things like that. So they've been through a couple different sets of hands before I get them. It says, set up the contraption and get ready for action. Harry and Marv, the bumbling burglars, are after Kevin again. They've set up tons of traps and, just like in the movie, they're waiting for Kevin to make a wrong move. Land on a Harry and Marv square and you'll get to trigger the traps. But only if Kevin is standing on one of those hazardous X squares. Watch the toolbox perched precariously on the top of the stairs, a rickety ladder ready to crash, slippery chutes, and a toilet that takes a tumble. We can see it right there. One trap triggers another, and there are two paths to choose from, so you'll never know if you'll get a hit or miss. So are we trying to hit Kevin or not? We'll see. We'll try to set it up. I have set this up in the past. Like a lot of old games, things get warped, things don't work exactly right. So we're going to try to set it up, but I don't know if we can get the pieces to roll the way they should. There's some cardboard pieces involved which have not fared well in the decades since 1992. Here's the game board. I actually love the color scheme on this game board. It definitely screams 90s, and it really, I mean, it gives you this New York vibe because you got the taxi cab colors. It also just looks fun. I mean, this makes me want to play it. It doesn't even have the big contraption on it, so it's got an ad for a Bon Jovi album. I like that. I mean, you know, oh, good Lord. This is the IKEA of board games. There is quite a lot to set up, so I'll see you in 14 hours. I'm gonna set this all up. All right, so this is how we would set up the game. We'd have our Mousetrap contraption set up with the Home Alone 2 New York apartment there. You would choose your starting player. So there's multiple versions of Kevin in here. You got Kevin in a yellow coat. I'm going to put Kevin in a yellow coat on the start square. Spin, spin, spin. You go 1 to 4 on your spins. If you land on a Harry and Marv space, you can set off the trap, but only if your opponent is on the X square. So you're trying to get Harry and Marv to go after your opponent. So let's set off these traps. I do remember that there's some warped pieces, like some pieces are taped together and stuff, so it will not work correctly. I'm just going to tell you, but I'll try to get it to do everything it's supposed to for you. Hey, ta-da! And then also you can put him up here, and then he falls down. Actually, this should be a marble. Wow, we need a marble. Oh, I know where I can get a marble. Hang on 1 second. Pachinko machine. Ta-da! Ta-da! I couldn't figure out what to do with this piece or this piece, but I'm sure if I was playing with other people, I would know. Also, somebody's cat left a lot of hair in the box. Oh, there's this box. This is like the tool chest that comes down the stairs. Look at this kid. That is quite a haircut. My God. Avoid the booby traps, like going to the salon where they put a bowl on your head. He's just waiting for his friend, who he does not have, by the way, to play the other piece and to land on that X so he can set that trap. Razzle, frazzle, frazzle, frazzle. Puts players right in the middle of the movie. I paid 95 cents for this at a thrift shop. By the way, if you enjoy these videos, make sure to be a Fonzie, give it a thumbs up, and while you do, go "Hey!" like the Fonz would. That'll help the algorithm send this video out to more people, which I appreciate. That's favorite from you to me. A Christmas gift from you to me. Click like. That's 2 games. We've now seen both of them. Right now, a box is going to pop up here and a box over here. You could choose either one. I'm in both. I got to go to the store now and look for this talking Home Alone game. I didn't even know this thing existed, but this has got to be a thing I have. Next Christmas we'll look at that. I'll see you tomorrow. But pick a box right now and come back at 2.